In VR, what if you could step into a movie and become part of the action? That is exactly what Human Within promises. An interactive sci-fi thriller where you don't just watch, but instead participate. You will solve puzzles, you will alter the storyline, and of course navigate a digital world where human consciousness meets virtual reality. But of course the question remains, does it really deliver a mind-blowing cinematic experience, or is it just simply another gimmick? In Human Within, you step into the role of Lynn, a woman whose consciousness has been digitized into a virtual world. Meanwhile, her sister Nyla is trapped in the real world, held captive and desperate to escape. What's your mission? Use Lynn's newfound digital abilities to manipulate technology, uncover secrets, and fight for survival. With a blend of cyberpunk-inspired sci-fi and interactive storytelling, Human Within sets the stage for a unique VR experience. The game shifts between two visual styles: a 360 degrees stereoscopic videos, which are pre-recorded scenes where you can look around but not interact, and you also have fully interactive VR sequences, which are digital environments where you can control elements and engage with the world. I also had the ability to alter the storyline at certain moments, making choices that influence how the narrative unfolded. At first glance, this sounds like the perfect fusion between film and VR, but does it actually work in practice? To be honest, the 360 degrees video segments felt outdated, especially for modern VR. The lack of depth and lower resolution made them feel more like a tech demo from years ago rather than a seamless cinematic experience. That said, it's understandable why they were included if the goal was to make it feel like watching a real film in VR. These pre-recorded videos were the easiest way to do it. The problem is they never quite felt immersive enough to work as intended. Fortunately, Human Within isn't just a passive experience. The VR segments offer actual interactivity, making you feel more like a participant instead of a spectator. The fully interactive VR sections were much stronger, offering a better sense of presence and control. A recurring puzzle mechanic had me aligning cube patterns to restore corrupted data. It was engaging at first, but by the third or fourth time it started feeling like filler content rather than a meaningful gameplay element. One interesting feature was the ability to switch between multiple 2D video camera angles in real time, letting me see different perspectives of the same scene. This was a nice touch, though not always necessary. One of the better moments was searching for a suspect in a digitally reconstructed environment. This segment actually made me feel like I was using Lynn's abilities in an interesting way. So good visuals can really pull you in, but what about the sound design? The background music and ambient noises help set the tone, making key moments feel more atmospheric.
I can't have that life anymore.
Sean.
However, while the sound design does its job, it never quite stands out as something remarkable. There's a solid effort to create tension through subtle background audio, especially during suspenseful scenes. Sound cues help you guide through the interactions, but they don't always add much emotional weight to the experience. And overall, the sound is serviceable but forgettable. It enhances the world without ever truly immersing you in it. But of course, sound can only get you so far. The real test is, how are the characters? How is the acting? Now, this isn't a big budget Hollywood production, so I wasn't expecting Oscar-worthy performances. But even by VR standards, the acting is a mixed bag.
Hi, Lynn. I'm Blake.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Lynn's performance is the strongest, while other characters range from slightly stiff to overly exaggerated. Some moments feel a bit melodramatic, while others lack enough emotional weight to feel truly engaging. That said, I wasn't playing Human Within for the acting, I was here for the VR experience, and in that regard the performances didn't take me out of the story too much. Thankfully, there's nothing outright cringe-worthy, so while it won't blow you away, it also won't ruin the immersion. Strong or weak performance doesn't really matter if the experience isn't worth your time. So is it? A full playthrough takes about 1.5 hours, making it one of the longer interactive VR experiences, because you got branching story paths, which adds some depth, but overall experience still feels more like a short film rather than a full-fledged game. There are multiple narrative paths leading to different endings, which can encourage at least some replayability. However, the gameplay sections remain unchanged, making subsequent playthroughs feel a little repetitive rather than refreshing. And of course, a longer experience doesn't always mean that it is a better one. So at $20, this is kind of a tough sell. because it really depends on what you are looking for. So for example, if you like an experimental VR storytelling game in a cinematic way with some interactive elements, then this might be your game. But if you're expecting something with deep gameplay and a very polished cinematic production, then this can leave you a little bit underwhelmed. But still, Human Within is an interesting step for blending VR with cinema. If you're newly getting into VR or want more experience to try out, I have got something for you. I put together a list, which you can find here, with the top 10 free games that you can try out right now on your headset. And of course, if you're into immersive technology like myself, then you can hit the subscribe and the like button below, which will help me out tremendously. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in this video.